It's me again. Hey, you're not going to believe it. Didn't matter whether I dropped it anyway. Old fuel pump. Don't work. It don't pump. It don't move. Good decision was to put that other one in. Now, it looks just like the other one. Identical. Except this one don't work. This one don't work. But that one down there, that nice beautiful pump you're looking at down there, I think you can see it. It's somewhere down there. Wasn't too hard to put in. It's in. But now that the pump is in, see, we still need to clean the line out that runs from the carburetor to the pump, because I want to make sure we ain't got nothing in there. But we're going to set you back up, because in the amount of time it took me to do that, this stuff is set up pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and put this carburetor on. Well, I want to show you a little handy wrench that I made for doing fuel pumps. I made this thing probably 30 years ago, because you couldn't get in them. Couldn't get in behind them. That nice little wrench just did this job for me, because I could get in. You can't move a wrench, you can't get a socket, you can't get a ratchet wrench. You have to have one of these. I made one about 30 years ago. I keep taking it everywhere because I'm having to do fuel pumps on older cars. I like older cars. That means I got the tools to do them. Now we're just going to look here. Oh yeah. Should be tacky, just right. So you just stay right where you're at. And I'll be right back over there with the carburetor. Yeah. Oh, and guess what? That handy little wrench, that's what I'm going to be doing this back one with. So, here we go. We know it's tacky, but we're just going to set it on there. One hole there, one hole there. She be down, put that back over there where it belongs. Now, one nut. It's not hard to put it on, but man, I'm telling you what, it took me an hour to get these nuts off. They were so rusted and corroded. But I didn't strip the stud, and I didn't strip out the nuts. And now that I got them earled, they just swing on down there. Look at that. That's the easy one. The other one's going to be this other one. Let me get my height adjustment. It's just a cinder block, but it works. And that gets me to the back. Right back here. Now see, I can't see it, but I got the feel. And I know that I got to lift it up a tad to get under it. See, that was the problem in getting it off too. You know, you have to move the carburetor out of the way. In other words, you got to lift it up and then screw with your cramped up old man hands. Just got to get it to catch that thread. There we go. Thread. I like it when it works. Swinging. See, we're still resting on it. But that's where we're going to start using this handy little wrench if we can. Of course, I can't see it, but you can. And I'm just going to have to keep using those old man cramped up rheumatism or whatever you want to call it. I call it freaking ass cold out here is what I call it. Fingers are numb. Well, handy wrench don't work. That's because it's got to be a 9/16, and I've never bent my 9/16 wrench. So, here comes fun. It wasn't easy getting it off. It's not going to be easy getting it back on. But we're going to keep at it. See, I keep fighting all these other lines and everything. I know they got to be there, but boy, you'd be surprised at how many times I just want to rip them out of my way. So we're doing the back one because that's the way I took it off. The back one is the one that's going to be the one that's going to be the hardest, and you don't want it to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down to where she don't come up no more. All right. Once I get that one to that point, then I can come out to this other one. But there is no getting this ratchet wrench back up under there. It's just a little notch at a time. And you're seeing how much little bit at a time I get to go. But it would have been way worse if I hadn't cleaned these threads. You know? So at least I'm able to do that. But you can see that she moves every time I try to do that. Now, we're getting closer. We're not there yet, though. There'll be a time where I have to quit and go to the other side to stop the rock around. The other side's what's going to keep it from moving. But I got to get it as close as I can so that I know that if I have to move it over a hair, you know, but yeah, see, we're really close there. So now I'm going to come over to this side, and you still can't get a ratchet wrench on it. So it's all about doing it by hand. And this one might screw down real good by fingertips. I like it when they go all the way down, and then all you got to do is just a little bit of tightening, like this one. This is a sweet one. Now we want to kind of center it. See, the back one ain't moving so much, but this front one does. And so I just wanted to center it up on the, what I'm seeing is back and forth movement. Right there. That's where we're going to put it. We're going to wrench this one down and it won't move no more. Just enough to keep it from moving. Now I can go to the back one again and try to get it as tight as I can. Because once I get it as tight as I can, then there won't be much more I can do. Now see, I'm having to do that, but as I swing, I got to drop it down so it doesn't strip off the nut. And you get a good throw out of it that way. Just got to find it eventually. And you don't want to slip and get your thumb pinched between the carburetor or anything else. That's pretty tight. I'm going to go just a tad more. Oh, it ain't going to let me. You see how I did that? Turn it over and I might be able to get another throw out of it this way. Nope. That's going to be the end of my throw unless I get a special bent 9/16. I got that pretty tight, so we're going to go to this one. And we're going to get it as tight. She be on. Or he be on, or it be on. It's beyond me. But either way, we now have to hook up the linkage, which is just this little arm down here, and it has this funny little clip, and it slips in a little hole down here. If I can get this thing to pull up a little, because there's a spring on everything. Yeah, there you go. See, now what you got to do is you got to slip it through the back hole, through the metal piece, out the other side hole, and then click it. Touchy. So you put the clip on in place, you jiggle it around until it wants to pop through that hole of the arm. Now that it's through the arm, no, it ain't through the arm. See, it played with you. It played with me. They're tricky. Yep, sorry about the choking, but we're almost there. All it's got to do is see if I can come down and there we go. She popped right on through as soon as by lifting it up the other way. Now we flip the clip and it locks. Throttle done. I can go in, push my pedal, work my carburetor. Bingo. Oh, since we know the vacuum advance was fine, we're going to hook it up. That's this little thing right here. Yes, sirree. The fuel line, like I said, I want to run a string with some carb cleaner through it. That way I know that I don't have any gunk down in the bottom of the bend in the line. See, there's a bottom right below where you're sitting, and then it lifts up and cuts again. And that's a real fine, actually that's the line I'm working on, which is okay. Now we want to make sure that you're in the hole, and you get to come back, it looks like, to try to catch. You got to jiggle it, get it to screw some screws. It'll eventually catch a screw, maybe. See, there it goes, them cramps. Really messes me up sometimes, man. I can't get anything done. Jiggle, twist, jiggle, twist. All right, well, now we're going to see what we can do with a little wrench. That's probably a 7/16. That's my guess. Over here. That one. Now we grabbed a 7/16 and a 3/8 because, you know, I'm old, I might be wrong. 7/16. But is it on the threads? We don't want to cross thread. Looks like she be going. Feels like she be going too. Or eat it, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely not Bigfoot, and it's not a Yeti. And it definitely ain't Bambi, so, yeah. It's a blood vessel, man, for Johnny B. Good. How's that sound? But we're going to have that nice and tight here real soon. And once that's done, and we got a new fuel pump in, clean the fuel line, hook the fuel line up to the pump and the carburetor, and go from there. It tightened right up. There we go. It tightened right up. Just what we wanted. Here we go. Carburetor on. What's really sweet is this is fixed. So now when I go to put this air filter on, it ain't gonna. Now I got my hand there so I don't drop this wing nut down inside there and have to take it all back apart and grab a magnet. Same with this little thing here. Now, here we go. Here it comes. We have an original, came with this truck, air filter. And way back then, the air filters would be like those newer style K&Ns. You would have to clean it and oil it. But see, now I can go like this, see the rod, know that it goes down on. I'm going to lift the lid off, because what I really want to do is, look at that nice, clean, brand new air filter. Yes, sir. You don't start this old Johnny without it. Fits nice. Right there's where it always rides. Slip this right back on it. Bingo. Now, this is what's really sweet about this. Now that I fixed it, I'll be able to screw this down, put this like this. So you got to kind of have it blowing. There's an opening right here. Horn blows through, wind comes in. You don't want to be sucking over here because rainwater blows through there when you're going down the highway. But see, I can do this now. I couldn't do this before. I couldn't even tighten it up. Bingo. Ain't going to fall off. And I'm a firm believer in, I like things straight and even. So let's see if we can turn this thing a little bit more, which would give me a little bit more tighten down. Because tighten down is what I want. Still wants to move. So that's getting really hard to turn by hand. It ain't been that tight in a while. So let me grab one of these nice handy little rags so I don't keep pinching my fingers apart trying to do this. There we go. Oh, I rocked you around the clock there a little bit, but Johnny, be good. But it ain't gonna come off. It used to just fall right off with nothing holding it. And it still can go a little bit right there. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna quit playing it. It'll go down the road. It still wants to move. I don't like them when they move, but you can't get it any tighter than that, so that's what you get. That's where it's at. Alrighty, carburetor done. Carburetor back on. All we gotta do is get this fuel line on. That'll be coming up here as soon as I get her cleaned out. I'll get it put on. And then I'll jump down there when we get some good clean weather so I can crawl under there and start dealing with that exhaust pipe. I get that donut in. It might be the wrong donut. I think there's two sizes and they may have sold me the wrong one from the looks of it. So that means take it back, get the right donut, and hope that we don't have a stud problem because it's rocked around and been chewed up a bit. So we're going to hope that I don't have to try to get that stud out of that manifold. That'd be a bummer. But there you go. That's my day. We're going to call it quits because I got something done. I got a fuel pump in and I got carburetor on. Been a busy day. Got the VA paid. Yeah. Government ain't taking my shit. Pay them off now. There's more than they'll ever do for anybody. It'll take them fucking 10 years to pay somebody when they owe. Excuse the language, but it's a serious ass fact. Y'all keep electing those freaking idiots. I don't. There you go. Hey! Moving along, man. I love this. Hey, I even got to use a little bit of the zoom again today. I think there's a spot down on the distributor that I got to open a cap. It needs oil, but I'm not going to be absolutely sure until I break out a flashlight at night because I see better down in the dark at night with a flashlight than I do in the day trying to look down in there. And if I determine that there is, which I'm pretty sure there's an oil spout that you got to oil that distributor with. And I'll get it opened up if it is, and I'll get it early. But I'm out here in 36, 38 degree weather and my feet are freezing out here on the ground. So now that we got something done, it's all hooked back up. She oozed out just fine like I hoped it would. Yes, sirree. See, I use black, man, because when you use blue, it's real easy to tell when you use blue. See it down there on that valve cover from the previous guy? Yeah. Blue doesn't work so well with the oil. The black works better when you got oil things and stuff like that. So, and it handles the heat better. But hey, it's me. Later, we're done for the day.